Hello, I'm Kayla Dalton, and for this course, I interviewed Andrew Nestor, the Commonwealth's attorney for Henry County, Virginia. Interviewing Mr. Nestor helped me see how effective the Kouzes and model can be in real time. If you're not familiar with the Kouzes and model, it's 5 practices of extraordinary leadership. Those practices include modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart. And both Mr. Nestor and the text place importance on leading by example or modeling the way, which sounds obvious, but it's not really something a lot of leaders do. They may lead with respect and compassion, but very few will complete tasks that are beneath their pay grade. In my initial description of Christian leadership at the beginning of this course, I mentioned leading via servitude and example. Mr. Nestor checked off both of those boxes. Because he leads in such a way, his office runs so smooth. It feels like one huge community when you enter the office. I was impressed by Mr. Nestor's integration of faith into his leadership. Lawyers have a reputation of being like sharks. However, Mr. Nestor leads his office to be just and fair. He doesn't keep statistics or encourage winning a court case just for the sake of winning. These values are established in the courtroom, but they also apply among the staff in the office, which encourages the building of trust. While some leaders may be afraid to show their faith in the office, Mr. Nestor prays with his staff and for his staff. He helped me see that it's possible to incorporate my faith in a public office setting. By incorporating my faith through prayer, I can establish vulnerability trust, which is necessary for leadership. Personally, I have anxieties about challenging the process and dealing with staff confrontation. Challenging the status quo can sometimes be easier said than done. Although it's necessary, it can be risky, and it goes against our natural tendency to preserve our reputation. Mr. Nestor demonstrated how to challenge the process. His description of how he initiated change put some of my anxieties at ease. He talked with his staff, and they formulated a plan together, and then he took that plan before the judge, and it was something that had never been done before in Henry County. Understanding the small steps necessary to initiate such a big change helps the challenge feel more attainable. Talking with Mr. Nestor also eased my anxieties around staff confrontation. When he needs to hold a staff member accountable, he uses the situation as a teaching moment. Viewing the issue as a teaching moment as opposed to a potential conflict changes how I would approach the situation. I would be looking at the issue with compassion rather than already having my emotional guard up. This reduces the risk of aggression arising from one being held accountable. It's common for leaders to shy away from conflict and accountability because they don't want to hurt the other one's feelings or because they don't want that aggression to rise up. Approaching the situation as a teaching moment helps hold the employee accountable without it becoming a conflict or a real confrontation. Although Mr. Nestor deals with conflict and accountability in private, he's sure to hand out encouragement in public. The recognition and the appreciation that he shows by saying thank you and you did a good job not only encourages the one that he's speaking to, but it encourages others around because they want to hear those words as well. He also encourages others with financial compensation when he can and with treats around the office, which is good. It's nice to have a variety of recognition, and it's necessary to personalize the recognition. It makes it feel more sincere. The encouragement and recognition is important, especially when you're in such a stressful job. You don't want your employees dreading coming to work. So it's important to encourage them and tell them that you appreciate them to keep up office morale. I was pleasantly surprised by Mr. Nestor's interview because I did not expect him to completely follow Kuzes and Posner's model. However, I could see how it worked and how when you integrate those 5 practices, the office does run smoothly and you do have that sense of community and that trust. I look forward to implementing all 5 of the practices in my future leadership.